You had to stamp the thing. That's how fast he was moving. I was like, no way. This guy is like literally just... At first, I won't lie, Foolish and Harrison were pissing me off. I was like, dude, I thought they're gamers. Like, this is annoying. I didn't say it, but I was like, for real? Like, they're just being such boys. It was like, I knew it, but like, I was annoyed. Okay. And then I was like, smile through the pain. But then they actually locked in and were awesome. And then like when they were sweating, like the difference, I was like, oh my God, this is epic. I was not the problem. Okay. They were so annoying at the start of peak. Okay. Yeah, they're the better gamers. Like I admit it. Like I was the worst actually at the game, but like I was trying. Okay. You thought Harrison? Dude, Harrison is a gamer. I hate to admit it, but that guy can game. Like he's like a Rust dude. Okay, I feel like that's like epitome of it. So I was like, if he can play Rust, he can play Peak. Don't clip that. I'm just saying. Harrison died so. Oh my God, the beginning. Yeah, but it was so fun. So I had a flight at 4. My flight was at 4:30. I was with Clarissa, and she's my agent. And so Clarissa and I were like, okay, if our flight's at 4:30, let's get to the airport around like 3 o'clock, something like that. Somehow we ended up where we kind of like, we miscalculated the drive, the taxi, or the Uber to the airport. And we want to get to the airport at 3. We get to the airport at 3:30, okay? So we get to the airport at 3:30. Flight's at 4:30. We got booked on business class though. So I was like, shout out Samsung. They booked us. So I was like, okay, this is perfect because I figured like a lot of the times if you book business class, they like give you special lines and you can cut things and they like priority this, priority that, right? So no, they did not get me TSA pre-check. I had to sign up for myself. But so we get there. I get off the plane. I get to the security, and we start looking at the lines getting into security check. And I was like, hold on, like this looks kind of bad. And Clarissa never has missed a flight in her life. And she's also like somebody, she told me she gets to flights very early. So she's like, Leslie, are we gonna miss our flight? And I was like, no, don't worry. I've made 10 flights closer than this. You have nothing to worry about. And however, I'm like internally panicking a little bit, but I don't want to like show her I'm panicking, but she's clearly like antsy, you know, when you're just standing around and you don't want to like, you can't do anything about the situation, but you're in a rush and you just like start fidgeting. Like you're just like you're just, you know, that was both of us. We were just like so uncomfortable, clearly in a rush, can't move, just antsy. So I was like, okay. And I'm like, okay, don't worry. We're going to be fine. We show our passport, we show our ticket, we go through, and there are lines just like packed of like, just here's the scanner thing. They're just like this, and then there's zigzag lines here and here. And so we're like, okay, well, at least we're in the priority line. So we stand in the priority line, and then Clarissa kind of looks over and she's like, that line looks shorter. And I was like, it actually does. So we get out of the priority line, and as soon as we get out of it, this lady comes behind us and closes it off. We're like, okay, well, at least it was, you know, we're going to a shorter line. We stand in the shorter line. And so for like to visualize it, the priority line is like boop, 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 boop. And then here it is. This line was like boop, 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 like maybe shorter by 2 people. But then when we get into it, we realize that it's not like a boop, 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 boop. It's a do, and then it loops back around, do, 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 do. Like, you know what I mean? Like instead of like, we thought it goes like, did it? But it goes, so we look at each other and we're like, oh, this is like hella long. We just went into a way longer line. So Claire's like, okay, we turn around. We went back to the priority line and we're like, sorry, hi. We were just standing at this line. And the lady goes, is it closed? And I was like, yeah, it's closed, but we were in the line. She's like, yes, maybe you were in it, but is it closed now? And we were like, yes, yes it is, but ma'am, we were just standing in it. She's like, it's closed. She did not F with us. So we were like, understood. So then we go back to our spot in the other line. Like now we've also gotten further in that line. So then Krista looks at me, she's like, Leslie, are we going to miss our flight? And I said, yes, we're going to miss our flight, 100%. So she's like, okay. I'm calling Samsung. So she calls Samsung, or she starts texting them. She's like, look, Leslie and I are going to miss our flight back from New York. yada. And I'm like, no. So we're just like we're like thinking of ways we could cut. We're like, okay, maybe we could ask these people, like just beg, like, I'm so sorry, I hate to be that person, but like we're gonna miss our flight. I'm like running through all the scenarios, how we could save time. About 3 minutes later, Clarissa like looks behind me. She's like, it's open again. So that line we were originally in opened up. Nobody was in it. So she opens it. We go through. The lady kind of like rolls her eyes at us. Whatever. We're standing in it, and I was like, okay, it is 3:55. We need to get to the end of security by 4:07 at the latest, because our gate closes at 4:15. But like this line is just not moving. Nothing's moving. So we're just antsy again. Finally, we start moving a bit. It's like 3:58. And I'm like, okay, 3:58. We need to get out of security by 4:07. That's like 9 minutes to get through. Start taking off our shoes, all that stuff, yada, yada. People are just like, nah, yelling. It's just like kind of chaotic. We get through, and Clarissa gets through first. I get through second. I come out, and I look at the scan of me, and there's a square on my groin. And I was like, and they're like, ma'am, your groin area, we need to pat you down. And I said, yeah, sure. But why would there be something there? Like it's just a square on it. I was like, So then she's like, would you like to go to a private room? I can pat you down here. I said, pat me down, please just pat me down right now. So she's like, patting. And she's like, okay, you're good to go. As I walk through, the guy goes, your shoes. And I was like, what? Everyone else had their shoes on. He's like, your shoes need to go through again. Pulls my shoes, takes them back on the other side of the thing. And then Clarissa goes, hey, your bag got like flagged. And I was like, so all three things that could go wrong there went wrong. Okay. So then I said, Clarissa, not both of us. Both of us do not need to miss our flight. Okay. You go now. And she's like, what? And I was like, go to the gate. And she's like, but like, you sure? And I was like, yes, like I will find my way back to Los Angeles. Just go. So she's like, okay, fine. So she goes without me. She goes, and the person also, by the way, who scanned my ticket said, oh, gate 31, like you're the furthest gate from security. And I was like, okay, good news. We'd love to hear that. Okay. So I was thinking, okay, surely I can sprint through an airport in 5 minutes. You know, this is fine. Anyway, so I'm like looking for my shoes now. I'm panicked because like it's 4:05. Gate closes in 10 minutes. I don't know where the gate is. I don't have my shoes. I don't have my bag. So then I look at the guy who took my shoes, and he's like, oh yeah, they're on this, you know, the other side. Like there's like two scanners, you know, I went this one, he put my shoes on this one. And this man helps me. He's like, oh, your shoes are here. And they're like three things apart. There's like my shoe, three guys of worth of stuff, and then my other shoe. I was like, what the? So I grab both my shoes. I start putting them on. I look for my bag now. I go back to the other line, and nobody's attending to it. Nobody cares. So I tap on another man, and I was like, hi, sir. I don't mean to panic you, but I'm going to miss my flight. Is there any way that I could get my bag looked at? And he's like, oh, yes. And I swear, you know that scene in the Zootopia with the sloth that goes like, you had to stamp the thing. That's how fast he was moving. I was like, no way. This guy is like literally just, I was like, Robo, please. And I was like, I'm going to miss my flight. But I'm just like acting so cool because I already told him I'm going to miss my flight. And I was like, he must be getting some joy out of this. There's no way he's doing this. Walking in slow-mo on purpose is crazy. And then he grabs my bag and he puts it down. He goes, did you have a water in here? And I was like, oh my God, I did. I was like, that's my bad. He's like, here you go. Take it. I said, thank you, sir. Grab my bag. It's like 4:07 at this point. 4:07. I was like, wow. I went like exactly 4:07. Okay, I'm like, gate 31, let's go. I grab my bag. I start sprinting. Excuse me, sorry, hi. Oh, excuse me. Okay, go through this lane, turn left. Boom, boom. I hit a fork. And it's like gates 31 to 42, and then an elevator or escalator. And I'm like, do I take the escalator or do I take the elevator? Is there only one way up? Is the elevator the only way I can get up, or can I take the escalator? Like is there of course they go to the same place, but my mind like thought I had to take the elevator, so I'm pressing the elevator, and as I'm waiting for it, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like I can take the escalator. So I went to the escalator. I'm like, excuse me, looking like a crazy person flying through the airport. Okay, I finally see a sign, and it's like 4:10 at this point. I see a sign, And it says gates 31 to 42 left. And I was like, oh my God, I made it. So I turned left and because I think like when it says 31 to 42, it's going to be 31. Like you'd think it would be 31 first. And then I remember what the lady said. It echoed in my head. Gate 31 is the furthest gate from security. I was like, shit, 42. Then it's like 41, 40. And these gates are pretty far. Have you guys been to the airport? Like the gates are pretty big. And I'm like, frick. So I start sprinting. Okay. I'm running past gate 37. I call Clarissa and I was like, hold the plane. She's like, because I hear over the intercom. It says gate 31, final boarding. Please make your way to gate 31. We are closing the gate, right? I was like, fuck. So I was like, Clarissa, please hold the plane. I'm at 36. She's like, Leslie, you need to get here immediately. Like, she's like, I'm like, they were already like mad letting her in, basically. She's like, get here now. And I was like, okay, I'm coming. I thought I was sprinting before that. No, I started sprinting. Like I don't think I ever tried to run as fast as I could. I felt so bad. Like anyone who saw me thought probably like there's someone dying. Like I was like almost in tears. I was so stressed. Because I'm thinking all these times where I just don't make it onto the plane. 35, 34, 33, 32. I finally see my gate. I run up I see 2 attendants there. It's completely empty. I walk up. Yes. Okay. And then as I get there, I went to the gate. And as I'm like, hi, please let me on. I'm fumbling through my bag so hard. My hands, like, they're jelly. I'm looking for my phone. I can't remember where my ticket is. And I know it's like on one of the things. And I'm like, oh my God, and then I think I'm missing this phone. Then I'm thinking missing this phone. And then this family just strolls up with like 2 kids. And they're like, and the guy goes to his wife. He's like, honey, see, I told you we wouldn't miss the flight. And they're just so casual, like not out of breath, just walked up. I was like, bro, that's insane. They're so chill. Okay. And I was like, gah. And then they went ahead of me. I was like, okay, I can breathe. And I pull out my ticket. I was like, thank you, man. And then I'm on the walkway and I was like, never again. I get on the plane. I'm like, Clarissa, she's like, girl, Samsung is like ready to book your new flight. She's like, I was 100% sure you were not making that flight. And she said, thank God I went ahead of you because she's like, I am not a runner. And like, she said she barely she said when I was at 36, she was just scanning her ticket and getting on. She's like, if I'd waited for you, we wouldn't have made it. And I was like, dude, thank you. So that was a good timeline we made it. It was horribly stressful and I never recommend anyone cut a flight that close. Like, I don't know. I usually have, and I think we got baited because Samsung booked us a amazing flight on the way there. Like both of the flights were great, like the actual flights, but Delta has this thing called Delta One. When you buy a business flight for one of their like certain ones, one of them is LAX to JFK. If you buy that flight, there's this amazing room. Okay. It's going to be in my vlog. You drop off by Delta One at departures. Wow. This was the best one of the best flying experience I've ever had. So it was the complete opposite experience of the way back. Mind you, it's not their fault that I didn't have it on the way back. I just thought that maybe I would have it on the way back. So I acted like I was just going to stroll on through to my flight. Meanwhile, no, I fought for my life out there. I looked like a crazy person. It was horrible. I said I used all my good luck on that Delta One on the way in.